Let's go. Let's go. We are in the building. It's unbelievable. Y'all crank this thing up, man. We are here. Hey, wait, sign it up. Wait, get my crowd going. Get my crowd going. Yes, sir. Hey, man. Hey, yeah, give me more. Give me more. Hey, it's been too long. It has been too long. You feel me? But I'm just gonna take it slow, man, because I'm excited to be back. Be back. Let's see, business talk with Michael McDermott. Get myself back. All right, here we go. Here we go. Make sure I can hear myself. I gotta make sure I hear myself. Yep, I hear myself. All right. Hey, listen, we're about to get into something basic, man. We're gonna get into first of all, some updates. I'm glad you can see me. I can see you. First of all, I graduated. You know what I'm saying? I did it. I did it. You know what I'm saying? God is good. Let me get that crowd. Let me get that. You feel me? Got that little degree on the side. Man, listen. I always told myself, yep, to the bank. You know what I'm saying? I took a secondary education degree in business and marketing, and like, hey, God is super good because I didn't really know what was gonna happen, man. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but He really worked it out for me. Wait, let me make sure I'm on the right. Look like it's not. This ain't giving me what I need to see. Hold on, give me about 3 seconds so I can fix this up just right. Make sure that video capturing what it's supposed to. Display capture. Boom. Yeah, there it is. All right, cool. All right, I just want to make sure you seeing what I'm seeing. Oh, first of all, though, big shout out to the graduation, man. It was a success. Big shout out to the fam that pulled up on me. My partner, Michael Snyder, took this shot. Big shout out to Michael Snyder and Michael Snyder Photography. You know what I'm saying? Professional as always. Got my son Malcolm over here. Got Trey, my wife Dorothy, my boy Mike. He about taller than me. My niece Natalie and my sister Kat. Of course, my mom and dad came. It was a big deal. So I thank God for all of them, man. Man, I just can't explain how exciting it was just to see everybody. You know what I'm saying? Get that baby laugh. Yeah, I know y'all missed that. Hey, you missed that? All right. Then, hey, how about my boy? Hey, big shout out to our president. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we were kicking it back in 1998, man. We were both students at the same time. He was a leader then. Shout out to Riley Green, country singer. You know what I'm saying? Who gave us that's my girl Christy Phillips. Big shout out to her. She graduated too. But man, it was a big day. You know what I'm saying? My boy Brick Boy, Demetrius Swain, man, took these photos. Always on point, man. Premier videographer and photographer, man. I really appreciate him, dog. Hey, but said all that to say this. I'm back and I'm better than ever. Now it's time to get back into what you know me for, man, and that is calling out this money. How can we get to this money? And right now, I just want to start with something basic with Bitcoin. Let's have a Bitcoin conversation. Why not? You know, I love it. You love it. The best way to do anything when it comes to analysis is to go all the way to the beginning. So let's talk about what we're looking at. We'll just have a conversation for those that understand. And those that don't understand, it's okay. We'll understand sooner or later. But for right now, these are for those that do understand. As we know, Bitcoin is an asset, just like gold or just like anything else you would pick up, land, anything. It is balanced against the dollar, and you find out how much it's worth according to a dollar. And we call it the king of crypto because if Bitcoin does well, then other crypto does well. That's just a traditional thing. And you know what I'm saying? It's just cool to know what's going on with it. All right. So let's look at the history. Now, this is all the way, if you look at our chart, this is 2011. 2011, here it was sitting around $400, 500, then it built a little steam. Then right here in 2017, all of a sudden it goes up to $11,000. And this Tiny Wick says it went all the way to 19,000, then dropped down and ended at 14. Then it came up in 2018, dropped all the way down to 4,000. Then in 2019, went all the way up to 12,000, 13, and dropped all the way back down here to 7,000. Oh, then in 2020, we all remember this. Boom, took up to 2,000 to 29,000. So that means if you would have bought one or two down here, you would have had 29,000 per. That's crazy. Then in 2021, here we come post COVID, bam, all the way to 68,000. Now I think this is the moment where everybody was like, wait a minute, we into something, dog. Like this is crazy. A lot of people made a lot of money. But then all of a sudden, when it got to 68,000, I remember this day, it boom, dropped down crazy. That was terrible. Boom. And then in 2022, dropped all the way back down to 16,000. Now, I know a lot of people with some money that bought a lot right here at 16,000. Good for them. Man, the people that bought down here are really rich right now. But then here we go, 2023, it comes back up and stabilizes. It's at 40. Then, 2024, boom, all the way back up, man. It hit crazy records up here, 108,000. Now 2024. Very exciting. Then it ended up here at 93. 2025, last year, it went all the way up to 125,000. That was October last year. And man, it was out of control. I was excited. Everybody was excited. And then all of a sudden, in October, that thing went crazy. And then here we are, went all the way down to 50,000 last month. And now it's recuperating. And today it's sitting around 78,000, 76,000. And that's kind of where we're going to start off today. Now, here we are on TradingView. Now, for those that are new to this or just checking this out, remember, TradingView is just a place where we learn in our charts. Okay, so when it comes to crypto, we're not buying anything here. We're not making any big decisions. We're actually just charting everything out and deciding what we're going to do. And then we will go to an order book. In an order book, I use Kraken Pro. And the order book will look more like this, where you've already made your decision and you're going to actually go in and let's see, let me close this piece up. Is there where I can close that? Take my value down right now because I'm not really working much on this one, but no need to put that up. But so from here in your order book, you can decide how much you would like to buy of whatever. So if we make a decision here that we're going to buy some Bitcoin, then we would go to the order book and that's where we would buy it at. And when you say buy it, I mean just like the store, it's the market. You would buy it and then you hold it until you want to sell it. And that's just the bottom line. It's not hard. Some people make it a little more difficult than it should be, but that's okay. That's why we have this show. All right, here we go. So let's look at it. Now remember, when we do our time frames, I'm going to change this to a 1-day time frame. Okay. When I say a 1-day time frame, let me take this off so it don't look too confusing for you. There you go, cleaned it up for you a little bit. When I say a 1-day time frame, I'm saying that every single candlestick we see right here, let me erase these two though. So when you see one of these candlesticks, see this one's red, this one's green, this one's green. When you see these candlesticks, all that means is that is 1 day. So in 1 day, we see that this green candlestick here went from 76,000 all the way up to 78,000. And then where it's fat at, that's where it ended up at the end of the day. So it ended up at 78. So this says this candlestick went from 76, 278,000 all the way up here, and then it ended up here at 78, 234. And it's telling you the story of energy. So like when you're looking at this, all you're doing is trying to read energy. You don't want to overthink this. You don't want to like try to master it to where like you know what's going on. My strategy when it comes to candlesticks and anything else is all you need to do is make sure that you have proper risk management. When I say proper risk management, I mean that you're actually like only using what you can lose, only using like you have a plan for everything you have. You know what I mean? And that's so important. That's so important. Hold on, let me get this. Now, the good thing about this, I haven't been on it so long, nobody's probably on, so I can do all the messing up I want to. This is more of a test for me. All right, so what we want to do is ask ourselves, can we figure out What's going to happen in the next candlestick? What's going to happen? Do I have something about curiosity? Dramatic. What's going to happen in the next candlestick? And that is the secret to the sauce. If you can figure out what's going to happen with about whatever means you have on the next candlestick, then you will be a successful trader. And that's when it comes to Bitcoin, gold, anything else that you're doing. That is the key to everything that we have going on. Okay. So let's do some analysis. Now, this is one day. And just to show you what I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle around our one day. This is going to kind of make it clear to us. Now I'm going to take this one day and I'm going to draw a rectangle and I'm going to draw it on the next 3 days. Okay. And matter of fact, and I'm going to add the past 3 days also. All right. So yeah, you see I got a rectangle that's around these past 3 days. You can see it clearly. And it's got on the next 3 days. And then now I'm going to change it just to 4 hours. Okay. So a 4-hour window. So this is 4 hours. And so now what we're seeing is what has happened in the last 4. So each candlestick is now 4 hours. And in 24 hours, you're going to have your 6 candles per day, 6 candles per 4. All right. So this is a day. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this is a day. 1, 2, 3, 4. That tells you what day you're on and what kind of movement you had on a certain 4 hours. You see that? And the question is, what makes a candle like this? What made this candle right here start right here and just go all the way down for 4 hours straight and end up here? And is there a way that we could have put in a play right here and then sold it out right here? Or is there a way that we could have bought it right here and then sold it right here? What is it about these candles that moves that we could get in here and make some money? And that's like the biggest question of the day. All right. What can we do? So we're looking for trends. And the word trends pretty much just says like we're looking for things that happen often and we want to take advantage of those things. One of my favorite trends, and the one you're gonna hear me talk about time and time again, are the M's and the W's. And big shout out to the M's and W's. Boom. And big shout out to DJ D-Lo, who was one of our show people. One time he was on our show and really set us off and taught us this. And we'll go over every single day. Every single day, we're going to be talking about the M's and the W's, okay? And so that's all I'm looking for. So right here, we're witnessing a W. 1, 2, 3, W. And that just says that if by chance we get something that goes over this line, if by chance this candlestick goes over this line, completing this W, boom, boom, that's a W, this is a W, then we are going to assume that we're going to go higher. Now, I'm already under that assumption because I see a W here too. Boom, 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 boom. I feel like it's already gone up and it's just waiting to increase. So this is what I'm expecting. I'm expecting this W, boom, 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 which is already gone up, to consolidate here for a minute, and then sooner or later it's just going to take this type of form right here and just go for some type of period. So what I'm going to try to do is buy in at the 78. But here's what we also learn and we understand is that there is what they call resistance at certain points. Everybody say resistance, resistance, resistance. And what we've learned is that resistance is like at the top, it's like an electricity. It's like a ceiling, all right? And it can't just jump through the ceiling. The ceiling is like, no, 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 no. But you also have support. So support is at the bottom, and support says yes, 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 yes. All right. And once it finds support, so let's give me some examples here. On this, we got this is support right here. This line is support. And this is resistance. So every time you try to go, so when you're trying to find places of support and resistance, but some of the places are subliminal support and resistance, like 80,000. 80,000 is subliminal because we know that at 80,000, naturally, people are going to want to sell what they have. Sell. 80,000 is a subliminal point. And let's go ahead and find that 80,000. That's 80,000 right there. So we know when it hits this, it's going to get some resistance and it's going to bounce back down. So I can go ahead and just assume that and draw that. I'm going to draw that back. I'm going to draw another one down. Boom. And the question is that once it does that, will it be able to bounce back up? And when will it? Okay. And how is it going to fight through that resistance? So there'll be probably another battle here. And the way we find out what's going to happen at 80 is we go to our order books. All right, this is called an order book. Okay. And our order book is telling us what people are willing to pay for and what people are willing to buy according to the numbers. So this is saying, and so people have already, the best thing about crypto is it's transparent. People have already put their plays in. People have already said what they're going to do, just like we did. I put in a play that said if Bitcoin, there's an order, if Bitcoin gets to 74,500, I'm going to buy some of it. Okay, and that's an order. I've already put it in there. It's in the books that if it gets to 74.5, so but these people have put in these orders that say this says if Bitcoin gets to 76,800, I'm going to buy 0.86 of it. And a total of 325 people have put in that same order. Now that's a lot. That's crazy. That's a crazy amount of people. And look, these quantities, this is like 101, at 78,000. But that's what's crazy. So if people are buying it at 78,000, but people are also going to sell it. So people that already have bought it earlier are saying, if it gets to 79,500, I'm going to sell it. And so you have this big game. If you can just imagine a store where people are buying and selling and buying and selling, and the price that they're willing to buy and sell is the price that determines how the price is going to move. So naturally, if this hits 80 and everybody starts to sell it, then it's going to have to go down and people are going to have to start buying it again at 80. And that's what's going to take it up. And with the more it buys, then the more it'll go up. So let's look at what happened right here when it's going down. Let's talk about what happened here real quick. It got to 125,000 and people literally said, you know what? I'm not buying this anymore. I'm going to sell it. People started selling what they had because they were so excited about their profits. Once they started selling it, the people that had it were looking like, oh, it's going down. And they started selling it. People just started selling like, oh man, like, I don't want to get caught up with this at a low price. So they sold it. And once it sold, then the people that were willing to buy it again were not enough to stop it until it got to here, all the way down to 56,000 or 60,000. That's when people said, hey, that price is too good. And more people started buying it than were selling it. And that's what happens with assets. And a lot of times that's what happens with stocks, but stocks are a little more complex on why they move. It's all on it doesn't have those order books that are available, but you'll know through company movement what stocks are going to do, like through earnings and things like in the news and stuff. All right. So I'm going to put in an order just according to what I told you guys. I'm going to, boy, that's crazy. All right. So I tell you what, I'm not gonna make any rash judgments right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually go to a 1 minute chart. Now, 1 minute charts are crazy because look at how many minutes are in a day. These are all the minutes, and we've been in the purple the whole time, right? So we're in the midst of these days. And on the minute chart, we're getting a big sell-off right here. It extended to 79,148, and here we are. It's already gone down 1,000. 1,000 is just 78.1. So it's gone down $1,000 in the past, let's see, I say day. And right now it's getting to one of these resistance points. So this is a resistance point. If you look, this is a point where in the past, clearly this says that in the past, when it hits here, boop, it bounces off. Boop, it bounces off. And then when it bounces off, it gets more energy. So I'm going to call this point, 78, that's 78,000. Yep, right there about 78,000. Clearly, that is a support point. I call it resistance. I'm sorry, a support point for Bitcoin. And I'm gonna make it 78.72. And I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and put a play in. And it's 78. I'm gonna buy some. Just some light, some real light. I think that's what's important. Some real light. I'm gonna buy at 78. Just a little bit so I can stack it. And I say like I like to just buy a little bit at a time. And now that I've got it, or whenever I buy it, when I do get it, I'll just have it. I'll just have it, and then that'll bring my average down. So like the more you buy, the more your average is. And so if it goes down again and keeps moving down, then I'll find another piece to buy it at. But I believe that it's going to bounce off to 78. It's going to take back up to where it was headed. It's going to do this again. Let me add one of the resistance that I like, not the resistance, but the indicators that I really like here. Get our RSI up. RSI, Relative Strength Index. Very important indicator. I don't know why I got two up there. I need one of them to close. Let's cancel this one. All right, and then the RSI tells us when it's overbought or when it's undersold. Okay, so this means undersold. Once it gets down past 25 or at the bottom, this is pretty much telling us that the price is right. It's on sale. That's kind of what it's telling you. So that kind of matches what we're saying. By the time it gets here, we're talking about it being on sale, and hopefully we get a nice bounce. And what I could do, if I want to, just to prove a point, I could put a sell up here and just say that once it gets up to the top, I'll sell it all. But one of my mentors says there's one rule to Bitcoin: don't sell Bitcoin. We don't sell Bitcoin, we just hold it. And the more we accumulate, the more we'll be able to give our children one day. Yeah, all right. So hey, this was a nice test, man. Once again, I feel blessed to be back with Business Talk. I'm gonna try to go on every day, see how this works. If it doesn't work, then we'll pivot and try something else. That's what we do. In the meantime, look for me doing some analysis near you. I'll be making some big moves. I got some announcements coming soon about what we're gonna do. And it's gonna be what it's always been, man. God has always blessed us. That's what's important. God first. Big shout out to my students and my friends I've made over the past 2 years since I've been gone. I made a lot of new friends. I'll be able to tell you guys more about that in the future. But I got some unfinished business we got to do. When I left you, I told you I was coming back. I am taking my SIE exam. So we'll be going over some bond prices. We'll be talking about some CD prices. We'll be talking about all about the market, talk about ways to position ourselves to be successful, and also some things that we can stay in mind of as we worship and as we try to be better people. All right. So once again, good to be back in Business Talk. Let me get my people. I gotta get my sound effects back too, man. I don't even know what these sound effects are doing. Let's get a no, that ain't it. Oh, man, ain't even, I gotta get all. I'm gonna get all this stuff together, and I'll be ready next time. But right now, oh Lord, hey, right now I just need to get my crowd clapping, and then we out. All right, y'all be blessed.